So I know I made a short last time, but so much stuff happened in this episode, I have to make a full review on it. But welcome back to my channel. My name's Prod, and if you want more anime content like this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It's the road to 2K. But let's get into this video. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this is probably one of my favorite episodes of the series, easily. Not just the season, but the entire series. Coming fresh off of last episode, I knew that it would be very gruesome and confusing for Subaru because he seemed very happy and upbeat to be inside this new world. At least that's what it seemed like because he lost his memories, right? Because he's been here for like a year now at this point. Everybody is used to him and of how he acts, but the first people to see him losing his memories were Emilia and Beatrice, and to me, and I'm pretty sure other people who are watching, although they were not happy at all about the situation, they put on a front to not make him feel any more stressed or pressured than he already is because they are in a hopeless situation already with the watchtower, right? And this would add even more to his plate. Subaru, for example, calls Emilia-tan, but after introducing herself to him, he still finds her beautiful, of course, and nice, but he called her Chan instead of Tan, where, once again, you can tell she wanted to get emotional, but she just accepted it because their situation doesn't allow her to get upset. After meeting the rest of the party, meaning Julius, Ram, Anastasia, Shaula, and Mabi's girl, I forget her name, they all take it pretty well, seemingly too, right? At least at first glance, except Julius, because Subaru was the only person who really knew of him since the run-in with Gluttony, right? And he must still feel completely awful about this. Subaru probably was the only one keeping him sane, especially after that episode where Julius was really the focus, and he bonded with Subaru a bit. This must just hit the worst for him, and to my surprise, Anastasia still revealed to the group that she is Echidna. Well, that means she isn't really Anastasia, so you know what I mean. It is good that she's trying to believe in the group and their trust. At least from this episode, the group trusts her and believes in her, because I mean, they already have so much going on with the Sword Saint and Subaru losing his memories, trying to get Julius and Rem's stuff back from Gluttony. But following this emotional moment, Ram gets upset with Subaru, saying that he is pretending, like he is joking around, and to tell her the reason why he's acting this way, because she just is coping. She can't come to the realization that nobody knows about her sister now at this point. She wants to get her sister and her memories of her sister back, and Subaru is the only person who knows anything about it. So if he doesn't know anything, what can she really do about the situation? So it's a very emotional moment all around. I know Julius is going through a lot too, but that's actually Ram's sister, you know, so I can understand her point of view more than his. Even though nobody knows him, I feel more bad for Ram. But after seeing all this, we can all acknowledge that his relationship with all of these characters is huge. Well, maybe not Anastasia, but Emilia, Beatrice, Julius, and Ram. They rely on him quite a bit. So this is a huge thorn in their sides, losing his memories. More things happen, but I don't really need to cover that too much. He was just being goofy, you know, kind of enjoying the situation. I say because, you know, who wouldn't really enjoy at least the first initial moments in a fantasy parallel world? It's stuff a otaku wish for. But my favorite part of the episode, bro, because I love the emotional scarring of ReZero. They sort of find out that Subaru entered the archive on the 3rd floor, and that is where Beatrice and Emilia found him. I'm unsure exactly what happened. They say it may be one of the books of the dead that did it to him, but I'm not completely sold on it. I mean, maybe it is what happened, I'm just dumb. I feel like there's more to the story though. But brother, here comes the craziest part of the episode. It's really what made me want to make the video. Since the group says they don't want a repeat of what happened earlier to him, they just told him to stay alone and be safe for the time being, right? So he goes for a walk, which isn't staying alone, by the way. But while he's walking, he's just thinking about a lot because he is in a new place, in a parallel world. So while he's on his own, on a stroll, he looks down this stairway. You know, the stairway that took them like 500 hours to get up. That means they're very, very high up from the ground right now. He gets a push on his back and falls down all the way down to the ground, and he dies, bro. That is ReZero right there. That's ReZero. He wakes up, of course, and confused, very confused, just like he did when he first started the journey, bro. In the first season, in the first episode. I will say this though, he is starting to piece things together a bit quicker than he first initially did, like in the first season, at least to my knowledge of what I remember, and he goes around thinking, wow, is this a dream that I've had? So at first he didn't really think this was a power of returning by death. He thought he was just having prophecy dreams of what was going to happen in the future. So in his mind he thought, wow, why wouldn't the Subaru from this timeline tell everybody that he has this power? which we know he has tried to do before, and whenever he does it, he doesn't die particularly, but he gets really close to it. So Taylor grabs his heart, and that is a very scary thing. It's almost like dying itself. So everybody introduced themselves to him, right? And they seem very, very nice. Julius, Anastasia, everybody seemed very nice to him. So he thought to himself, maybe I will go try to tell them about this power that I have, and maybe things will get better from there. This is following somebody pushing him to his death, by the way. So he actually overhears them talking about how he may be dead weight now and how they don't need him. The only people really trying to defend him were Beatrice and Emilia, because those two love him dearly. And it surprised me that Julius even was talking down upon him a little bit too. Anastasia, definitely, because, you know, she's not even Anastasia at this point. She's just really here for her own goals. I'm surprised Shala didn't really say anything. Or maybe she did, I forget. I'll see whenever I'm editing this. Yeah, it was very weird to see that, especially after the last episode or two with Julius and Subaru bonding. It freaking sucks. Because although you know Subaru is very weak, right? He is not strong at all. He doesn't really have magic. He can't really fight. He is pretty useless in this situation, but to say that they're just giving up on him this fast is kind of insane to me. They're still trying to work on Rem, which she can't do anything right now either. Also, trying to find Julius's memories, which he is very reliable for the group. I will say he is very strong, but it's not right to me. So after hearing this, he was like, screw this. I don't want to tell them about this now, right? Because who would? So he goes to run away, and bro, he gets pushed down the stairway again by he doesn't see who. I think maybe we'll find that out later. This was one of the most gruesome deaths I've seen in ReZero, bro. Like, I've seen the rabbit scene from ReZero. That was pretty bad. And I've seen lots of bad things from season 1 from ReZero as well. I think it's more of the fact that he doesn't know what's going on at all. Like, I think the deaths from last season and the ones earlier in this season, they were more bearable for him because he has been through this stuff before. He knows how death feels. This is his second time dying with his memories gone. So this feels absolutely bad. He feels very scared, and he falls down these flights of stairs, right? Which is 900,000 feet. It's not that much, I'm sure, but it's very high. And he falls down so hard when he hits each part of the staircase, his arms start falling off. It looks very, very gruesome, bro. So I feel bad, but I also don't, because I love that part of ReZero. When he wakes up again after dying, he loses it. Beatrice and Emilia try to calm him down, but he just is not hearing it. He is not hearing it at all, because this is a scary situation for him. He's a normal guy. So he runs up the stairs, and I was thinking, is this where the Sword Satan is? It is where the Sword Satan was. It was very bad again. Subaru went through something bad again. He met up with the Sword Satan. The Sword Satan looked at Subaru and told him, like, are you serious? Why would you come up here early in the morning to mess with me? Is this a joke? So he uses his chopsticks, which it just looks worse that it's chopsticks, and he goes inside of Subaru. Pause? I don't know. He goes inside Subaru, right? And messes with something inside of him. I don't know what it is. Like intestines? I don't know exactly. I'm not a biology guy, but it just hurts. So Subaru leaves. Well, no, he didn't leave. The Sword Saint pushed him, and he doesn't want to die. I think Emilia saved him before he dies. So this is something very, very painful. And at the end of the episode, right, he leaves the watchtower, and as soon as he steps out into some sand, Shaula really just fainted. I believe that's what happened. So I don't know what that is or exactly what it's going to cause, but I'm also not one who really understands the long-term storytelling sometimes, so maybe we were kind of hinted at of something like this happening. If so, I don't know. I don't know if so. But listen, let me just talk about my thoughts on the episode and ReZero right now, right? Episodes like this is what got me to initially fall in love with ReZero. It's what's gotten it in my top 5 series of all time. In the YouTube short that I posted last week, and even some on TikTok, some comments I mean, I've had some people say that I shouldn't want Subaru to die and go through all these hardships, and my response to that is, shut up. I don't want him to go through this forever, but I think the beauty of ReZero is seeing Subaru go through excruciating pain and suffering, and following that, seeing how he overcomes it. If you sit here and tell me that Subaru dying like he did in this episode doesn't make the episode more watchable, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like you're lying to me. I have wanted Rem to wake up for the past 2 seasons, and now that is still a very huge plot point, right? I really enjoy this, bro. I enjoy seeing what Subaru has to do exactly to get through these problems, because he isn't a strong character like Reinhardt or any other character. He's like one of the weakest characters in the entire show. He has to think very level-headed, assess every situation, and now that he's lost his memories, it's going to be even harder, but I know he's going to get through this somehow, and I'm curious to see how exactly he does it now that he suffers from his memory loss. I have no idea. I saw someone on TikTok say that maybe it's something about gluttony that he read about, and maybe with this book, if that's what he found, causing him to lose his memories, it has some sort of clue to how they can get his memory back, how they can undo the effect of Rem, and also on Julius. But ReZero is definitely still my favorite anime airing right now, bro, and although I'm loving Wistoria, nothing will ever beat ReZero when it's airing for me, unless it's an anime that is inside my top 5. The story, the deaths, the lore, all of it is still elite, bro, and every season has proved to be that, and Season 4 may end up being my favorite season after Season 2. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and let me know what you thought. I may be posting these every week, so thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.